Greetings, fellow frugal freight haulers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts. Episode 9, Building a Nest Egg. Can you have multiple ships? You can, but it's ill-advised until you have crew. Because if you have multiple ships, you can only have one docked a K-leg at a time, unless you're like a private citizen, which I'm not. Which means the undocked ones are eventually going to float away and you'll lose them. So, multiple ships without multiple crew is stupid. Because you can't control two at once. Unless they're docked to one another, I don't know. Just don't. Take my advice and don't do that to yourself. Because you're going to inevitably lose them. How about just starting from an airlock? I've found some ships that were just pure airlocks. As a series start, as a streamer, it's a bad idea because the amount of time and energy it would take to get an airlock space-worthy would take 10 hours or something, which you would be watching me steal doors from K-Leg and hawking them to the fence for 10 hours. It's boring as hell, but it would be a fun challenge run. Alright, so my dolly's still here. That's cool. I should have checked for life signs before I just boarded, because if there was a pirate on the other side, he'd be jumping me, or he or she would be jumping me by now. I gotta get in the habit of that. So let's poke around. Definitely not a contender for buying. This thing is trashed. It's junk. But maybe we'll find something of value. Who knows? These racks are all like empty. There's some old coffee. Coffee in this game gives you like caffeine crashes pretty hard. Core pumps aren't worth too much. So this was the fusion room because core pump's part of the fusion. I could repair it, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'll fix that up. CO2 tanks are basically worthless. Oh, another grav pen. Grab that, I guess. Oh, third grav pen. I'm going to start dumping the... I need space. I don't think the Bingham batteries are probably worth keeping. They're not high value enough to fill up my inventories with. No, all grav pens. Cool. Well, if we want to do some hygiene maneuvers, I have a bunch of, like, trashed grav pens to inject myself with. Luckily, there isn't a concept of, like, drugs have gone bad. So, if the grav pens were in better condition, I'd be able to sell them more. But, like, the drugs inside the pens are still fine. Doesn't expire. Alright, I think there's really only just a core pump here. This is definitely one of those rigs that... I mean, the moment you step on the rig, like every now and then there'll be treasure, but usually when it's just completely blown apart, it's completely blown apart. There's not a lot of redeeming value in a ship that... I mean, I think the story behind these two is this ship and the other ship completely collided and, like, they both exploded in a serious way. Which is why they're so adjacent to one another and they're so both equally trashed. That they just smashed. Given all the grav pens found on this ship, the story that I have for myself is this ship was moving at really high G, high speed maneuvers and smashed into the other one because they aren't good pilots. I guess I'll save, but there's not... I didn't gain much. Just doesn't hurt to do. Do more derelicts drift through the system? Yeah, so the way this game works is the whole solar system is somewhat simulated. So you are... Ganymede is rotating around Jupiter And as it rotates around Jupiter, it interacts with more stuff. So things coming in and out of the boneyard, essentially. This ship was called Ivy League? That's hilarious. Yeah, look at the two. They definitely collided. And then that one we don't need to go to. That sucked. So let's go a little bit further out into the field. And see if we can't find some diamonds in the rough. So I'm going to reverse line up for the transfer burn. Once I'm clear of Burvity. I'm going to lower my RCS thrusters so I can do a really accurate transfer burn. Just as a flex. There is the concept that the further you are out from a target, like even if I'm down to 0 meters, as I approach, that will dramatically change. So I am pretty well lined up on this thing. So let's get out there. Do 150 meters per second burn. You can go faster, but the proximity alarm signals you at 5 kilometers out. So it's useful to only be traveling at such a speed that you can get to your nav seat and slow down in time to not collide. And I find that anything over about 150, 175 meters per second, it's going to be nail biting and maybe not worth it. Flinging yourself at targets faster than that. So we're coming up on kind of the halfway mark, unless I go real late for this marathon. And we're going to have to decide, mind my language, shit or get off the pot. Basically, are we settling on this thing and I'm going to fix it up, or are we going to buy a Derelict? Because I would like to start investing in something, and not knowing what I want to invest in, we're going to need to make that decision sooner or later. So after I see maybe, let's say, 3 more Derelicts, I think we need to make the decision on, am I settling for what I have, or am I trying to trade this in for something better? So let's hope that these next 3 Derelicts are decent, because the last 3 that we saw are not decent. I would not want to move into them. I'd rather stay on this thing. One of the reasons to start small and grow is the total mass of your vessel is a factor for RCS fuel and stuff like that. So if you buy a huge ship and you're not using a huge amount of space, it's just a big old waste of fuel to get it from point A to point B. Being light and nimble counts for a lot in terms of like efficiency. This thing's a big passenger vessel, I think. And I don't see any life signs, although I do have to pry the door open. Prying the door open is kind of a good sign. Usually when you have to pry the door open and it's intact, it means the ship didn't, like, implode. Yeah, it's a passenger vessel, so it's going to be full of seats. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not full of treasure, though. An old salvage permit? I need to, you know what? Before I actually go any deeper in this, let's go back to the dolly and make some room. I know my dolly's full. We need to make a K-leg trip. Because I don't really have any space to put things down on the floor in my own vessel, because of how chock full of stuff it is, and also how much junk I have. Oh, hello. I'll drag that back eventually. Ooh. One of those O2 cans was Oh, 2 of the O2 cans are pretty full. Oh, here we go. Helium tank. So this was a fusion ship at some point. So it was a long haul passenger ship, a torch drive. So when I say torch drive, it is a concept in this game where your fusion reactor can be used to produce power, but primarily it is used to produce propulsion, which is called torch drive. So this was like a torch-driven passenger ship, I think. I like not having to buy my own food, so I will scavenge food like a raccoon. So I need to grab my dolly. I need to empty out my dolly as best I can and grab these 2 ox tanks. All right, what's behind door number 1? Nothing. Basically nothing. A bathroom. Could I salvage and install bins on my coffin? I could. There just is kind of nowhere to put them. Because my little coffin ship doesn't have a lot of free space. I could install it on the outsides of it. But it does get down to a concept of like, how much do I... Ooh, nice. That's going to be expensive. How much I want to invest in a ship that I don't care about. So you can have a bunch of external bins facing vacuum. One of the reasons not to do that is if I did install a bunch of bins on the outside, when it came time to empty those bins out of stuff, it's annoying to get to. If it's inconvenient, it sucks to empty them out. So we have an O2 pump and a CO2 scrubber that I should grab with the dolly up this way. Oh, that's a fresh battery. Well, no charge, but it wasn't damaged. Ooh, there we go. For a fusion ship, more O2 tanks. One's worth taking, maybe. For a fusion ship, I sure didn't find where the reactor could have been installed. Are these O2 tanks any good? Yep, they both are worth taking. We're like a gas hauler now. Oh, and this can. Well, we're gonna sell a whole bunch of ox cans. I don't mind. Oxygen is life, baby. Oh, was that Damaris Rose? Reminds me of the first time I smoked those without knowing what it does. So your character sometimes will have preferences about like what to smoke, what to drink, etc. And these cigarettes are cannabis. And I found them, and my character had a preference for smoking them, so I smoked them, not know. Oh, we have a reactor core. Cool, cool, cool. So I smoked them and got really high while on a spacewalk. And then got paranoid and irritable with like, you know, blurry vision and red eyes and all that. Yeah, it was not ideal. So this reactor core is, there's not a lot of parts left on it, but it'll turn some profit. The reactor core breaks down to 4 different reactor core parts, which all can be sold for about 4K, 4.5K. This MHD can be sold for about 5.5. Core pump, if fixed, can be sold for about 4. Not terrible profit here. I don't think I'd be able to afford to buy this Derelict, though. So it's not one that I'm going to be able to, like, flip and buy. let's repair that. And then also pay off my mortgage. I had a bit of a late fee. Yeah, I don't think I could be able to afford this ship. I mean, maybe if I sold my current ship, but the problem is if I sell my current ship and then I can't. Ooh. So the real answer is a bit more complicated than that. I guess I could try to explain. So if I wanted to buy this ship, there's a hypothetical chance that I could afford it. But what I would need to do is go and check its buying price. Install everything on this ship that could get it seaworthy, spaceworthy, able to be moved around. And then, like, go sell my original ship for money, buy this derelict, buy a transponder for this derelict, then take a ferry to this derelict to captain it. So it's a little complicated to buy a derelict while also not owning a ship, because then you have to rely on a ferry service to get you here to the ship. So it's possible to be ferried for pay, and it's not very expensive. It's just a few thousand to go from K-Leg to a ship that you own. You can ferry over. It's just effort. So there's all the reactor cores. Underneath the reactor core was not a coil field, which is usually installed underneath the reactor, but not this time. So I need to drag these reactor cores over. They cannot be dollied over to my salvage ship. Oh, it has a working antenna. Cool. And then I want to dolly in the rest of the stuff. All the ox tanks and everything. There was a lot of random junk. I think what I'll do is I have enough stuff now on my my salvage tug to warrant going back to K-Leg, back to port and selling it. And I'll look at the prices just as so that you guys can feel it out. I'll look at the price of this thing to see if it's at all affordable. Because if I could buy it, I mean, it's way larger than I probably want. But, like, I'm not necessarily against it. If that's something you really want. Where was that antenna? Okay, let's get the dolly first. Jeez. Running out of room. There's like no space for anything. Well, we'll just keep stacking it up. So that was the oxygen that I found over here. Then there's the bottles that were around here. And then the fusion parts. I'm not 100% sure I've searched the entire ship either. So both these had enough pressure to warrant bringing. Then there was other bottles over here. Only one is worth grabbing, this one. Yeah, I think this ship is, even if I could afford it, it's probably a little bit too big. Alright, the remaining components that I don't have room for, I'm just going to haul separately. Oh, I'm still holding onto the dolly? Okay, let's drop that. It's such a trash mess. Oh my god. This is what peak capitalism looks like. Alright, I did think I saw an antenna. Oh, there it is. So let's bust a hole in this wall and get that antenna too. There's different types of antennas. These are not the ruggedized type. The ruggedized type are really nice when you're doing like deep space travel, when you're going to get pelted by micrometeorites. Whereas the basic antennas, when you're just working around Ganymede, are fine. And then I'll do one last sweep of the area to make sure I didn't leave anything. But there's nothing stopping me from... Oh, there was this ox tank. And that O2 scrubber. Yeah, that's right. That's why I did this sweep. So that's about 10k worth of stuff. Yeah, I just realized my ship doesn't even have a heater or a cooler. Ghetto. Alright, my character is getting tired though. So I think when I get back to K-Leg, I'm going to sell everything, analyze whether or not Derelict purchase is in the cards. Because if it's not, it's not. And I can always fix up my ship. I'd like to make an ultimate decision. So I think what I'll do before I go back, because I'm right next to another ship, is I'll check it up on this other ship that I'm adjacent to. Just because it doesn't require a lot of RCS fuel to go over there, because I'm like right here. And then I'll force you guys to make a decision about whether I should fix up the Frostal or buy something else. Fix up the Frostal and try to pay off my mortgage. Because I would love to get out from under a mortgage. Like, whatever I do, I don't want debt. Because debt sucks. So maybe this is like an awesome courier to buy, and if it's not, you know, I'm going to force you all to make a decision. Came in a little hot because I was heavier than I realized with all the salvage that I got, but we didn't really bump that hard. Let's poll the audience. Is the name of the ship? Oh my god. That's a bit on the nose. What is going on? Oh, it has a door that I can't get through. Alright, scrapping it. I was like, why are we flying out to space? Yeah, because... Oh, it's a gas hauler. Oh my goodness. Any good oxygen here? This can is good. Nothing like using, you know, like a welding tool around cans of oxygen. This can is good. This can is good. Yeah, there's enough gas in this one. A gas tug wouldn't be a terrible ship to get. It's small, but it has enough space to work in. It just has an uninstalled turbo pump. It has a heater. And it has a working antenna. It doesn't have a nav. Does it have any working thrusters? It has like kind of an airlock. I don't think it has any thrusters, and it does have some open walls, but it's not a big deal. This is, yeah, I could definitely see buying this. If this is a purchase option. I think this is our best bet to date by like a long shot, because it's a complete haul with like kind of a working airlock and all. So yeah, I'm going to haul these cans in, and then the decision will be basically, do we buy this gas hauler or do we fix up our current ship? And it just comes down to price point. Can we keep the name of the ship? Yeah, we could. The Let's Poll the Audience. I could poll you guys about keeping the name. How's that sound? Live up to the name of the ship. So just in case we're not buying it, because I don't know what the price is and I don't know how you guys are going to vote, I'm pulling the ox tanks off of it so I can sell the ox tanks. I think that was the last decent tank. Yeah. Poll for the poll. Exactly. All right, looks good. Let's definitely save, because I don't want to lose the possibility of buying the ship. And then head back and see what the... I think what I'll do is I'll check the price out for this thing before I do any selling or anything. So this was the Let's Poll the Audience, which is call sign... hold on, I have to undock first. It's call sign Matt47. Heading back to K-Leg with our spoils, and then with the potential of moving into a new ship. Making some micro adjustments so that I come in perfect. Come on. Oh, not too much. Ah, all right. Slow time down to quarter speed. There we go. Oh no. There we go. 0 cross velocity, completely accurate bearings. Okay, and then I'm going to raise up the thrusters so that when I go to hit the brakes, I have brakes. Neat. All right, as we arrive, we'll do some repairs. Why do I have trash? Also, why can't I just jettison this trash? Hold on. Get rid of the trash. Why am I holding trash? Where'd this trash come from? I'm so confused why I had trash in my hands. I don't remember picking up trash. So I am 16 minutes away from K-Leg, which will be top of the hour, 7 p.m. or a.m. So right before 7 a.m., I'm going to want to hop back on the console. Looking forward to selling this HE can once it's repaired up. And here we go. Oh, you know what? The planet's in the way. I'm going to have to go around the planet a little bit. All that accurate lining up, and as you can see, the straight line goes through the crust of the planet, and, well, this ship is not going to handle that all that well. Alright, here we go. I did some, like, macro adjustments before docking, as you may have noticed, killing a lot of my cross velocity and speed so that I could dock without smashing. It is possible, if you're wondering, to do enough damage to K-Leg to to screw up your run. If you smash it, there's things you can do once getting here that you can essentially screw your run up, so you should be careful. There's also some semi-supernatural events that can happen that I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Alright, so before I go and check in to the price, I need to I want to make a little bit of space in my inventory, because my inventory is completely full. So my salvage permit is this one. I'm going to put it in my hand so I don't sell it accidentally. Because the other salvage permits, like the paper that they're on, it's weird. It's a weird system, but oh no, these aren't worth anything. Never mind. The chem injector is worth 3k a pop. It's nice. And then I haven't unlocked the PDAs, so I'll do that before selling them, obviously. That's a clean 7k right there. Pay the docking fees. Let's also, before I forget, pay the refill power and aux and RCS, because that's easy to forget to do. Even if we're not necessarily keeping the ship, it's pennies on the dollar. So, Mat 47, let's check what its buying price is for that gas hauler. And then decide whether we buy the gas hauler or we stick with the Frostal. Yeah, and I can't unhelmet. True. Sometimes you want to be protected from the farts of the other inhabitants, but alright. Buy Derelicts. The Gas Tug, I could buy. So that's the Mat 47, the Gas Tug. Let's poll the audience. So if I sold my ship, I think the way to do it would be, yeah, I'm going to make enough money to be able to buy the Derelict from the loot that I got from this run. So, what to do? Do we buy Mat 47? Yes or no? I think if we do, I'm going to be basically... Well, no, I won't be broke, because I'll be able to sell the Frostal. So I'll have about 200k-ish if we do buy Mat 47. And whatever the case is, let's go ahead and dump my loot. So probably the order of operations to buy Mat 47 is to make enough money now to buy it, and then buy it, and then dock Frostal with it, strip all the parts off of Frostal that we want to add to Mat 47. Oh, I should be wearing my helmet. Install it on Mat 47, and then fly Mat 47 back to K-Leg and sell Frostal. Ration up, because you stank. I also need to get sleepy, or get some sleep. I like how we just take water out of our flask and splash it on us. All right, I think I'm going to resolve that poll. 100% of you said buy it. Some of my sleepiness was a result of being ox deprived from not wearing my helmet out here. All right, where's the dolly? Here it is. Let's pick the dolly up and empty its contents out first. So everything but this in the dolly can be sold. So I'm going to haul the dolly back out to get 3 more ox tanks. Or whatever I can find. Oh my god. Here. There. Let's sell all the contents of the dolly now. I don't need to repair up ox tanks because the value is the oxygen that's in them. So that's 25k? Yeah, you can see the difference between the like new and used is negligible. Not worth the time. Yeah, an airtight ship would be a luxury given what I've been dealing with. Oh, I can't pick up reactor cores. So the things that should be restored, I'm just dumping on the ground for later. Another 8k. And now that no cops are looking, let's hack these PDAs. Thank you for watching Ostranauts, which originally streamed live as a marathon December 21st and December 22nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind this streamed once as a marathon and this episode was cut from it, so feedback cannot be incorporated. And also, no spoilers please, so please keep them out of the comments. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, people that participated within the marathon, and also viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Ostranauts.